Hello and welcome. Today we're taking another look at another Chinese made Les Paul, and this one was made probably about 10 years ago, maybe 5-10 years ago. It has a very beautiful piece of maple, flame maple on the top here, as you can see. The woods that they use are seemingly really good quality. I haven't really checked the thickness of that cap. Maybe we can take a look in this cavity. But it's just a very nice looking guitar. And this guitar actually plays and sounds really well too. It still has the stock Chinese pickups, but they sound pretty good, honestly, at least at low volumes. So there's another great shot of that flame top on this thing. One of my qualms about these guitars is they could call them anything if they called it star power or rocker, or, whatever you want to call it. Name it something besides a Gibson Les Paul, and I think people would appreciate them more. I know there's a lot of camps out there, and you can see the truss rod cover there is off. It's not right. That's a beautiful back, by the way. I just thought this back was really great looking with that wood grain. And it's kind of lighter than what you usually see, so I really like that. But yeah, there's a couple camps here. One that thinks Chibson's Chinese-made Gibsons are better than American-made Gibsons, which I think those folks are pretty delusional. They talk about the Gibson USA manufacturing being bad and poor quality. It's just not really the case. I mean, they have a demo shop that they put their bad blemishes and things like that on, and it's stamped and it's known. They don't put out crap, really. I haven't experienced any real problems with Gibson, and you can see also here the serial number, format, and color, and just everything is a little off. These Grover tuners aren't really Grovers. They're some kind of rip-offs as well, and they're not very good quality. That's something I would definitely replace. And one of the biggest telltale signs here is the truss rod cover. I mean the truss rod itself. It doesn't have the acorn nut, the Gibson acorn nut, and it is a hex wrench adjustable. So that is still a dead giveaway for if you're trying to check your Les Paul and to see if it's a fake. And the other camp, as I was mentioning, is that they just don't like Chibsons at all, and they're pieces of junk, and they're no good. You can see also this finish blemish on the L on the Les Paul. There's a blotch there on the clear coat. And my friend Brett, who gave Dave, my friend Dave that owns this guitar, hey Dave, promised him I'd finally review this thing. He said that he thought that this might have been a Slash model that went awry, and he might be onto something there. But yeah, it's just a really pretty nice guitar that needs some hardware upgrades and just some fine tuning and setup to make it really playable and nice. You can see the neck is really nice looking there. The finish is fair on these things. Let's take a look inside the control cavity. And this is another easy tell that it's not a real USA-made Gibson. The pots aren't right. The drill holes, where the potentiometers inset in there aren't right. Also, they've got this strange black stuff inside the cavities, as you can see around the edge there. And the wiring itself is not. Gibson doesn't use those colors or those cheap wires. You can also see that in the three-way switch, which is not a Switchcraft switch, and there's that black kind of, maybe it's a buffing residue or something. I don't know. But if you do take the time to change out the electronics, the wiring harness, maybe the bridge, because they're kind of a soft metal, the saddles, and the tuners, maybe even the nut. You know, it is good wood, and it's usually made pretty well. You can see the binding there has a kind of a Gibson earmark on that fat binding where you can see the maple cap there. The neck is nice. The unknown material of the fretboard seems good. I think it might be rosewood actually, but I'm not 100% on that. You'll notice too that it doesn't have fret nibs. Some people don't like the fret nibs anyway, so that's all fine and good. As long as you get one with a fairly decent setup, it's going to be a pretty good guitar. And they're very economical compared to Gibson. No one can argue that. No one can argue that, you know, you get a lot of bang for your buck with these things. But I've seen a lot of hit and miss on the quality for these. And it's a fair guitar. It's not a Gibson, though. It is not a Gibson. And they ought to just start using whatever name they want to use to make these things and make them more legit, because they're good enough to stand on their own. You saw too that three-way switch was off, and so is the headstock image. So hey, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for stopping by. Take care.